How's it going, guys? Quick video. I'm gonna go through. I only took two trades today. I traded Intel, traded Tesla. SPY volume was ridiculous. Actually, volume was pretty ridiculous all around the board. So I didn't see many setups. I took Intel in the morning. I posted this one and I talked about it in the video last night. This was just a simple little hourly trend line. It was nice and coiled. Chips, I was really surprised what chips did today, but they went on an absolute tear. So once we printed this hammer off this support and we were right at that trend line, I went ahead and entered. This red candle did scare me a little bit. I was able to secure about like 15-20% on this massive, this 34.7 to 35, 25-cent move. Intel Cons move pretty nice. So I was able to get a nice little percent right there. I did end up selling probably some that I shouldn't have. It was still above the EMAs, and then I started shedding on the way up. So that was the first trade. Pretty straightforward. It was based off this Intel hourly setup. It was just, it was consolidating, lower highs. I'm looking for lower highs all the time. Second trade was Intel. Pretty much last hour of the day was a really annoying trade. It was this Tesla 5-minute. I posted this wedge on my Twitter. Really did not move. I went heavy on it. So let's see, I have this trend line drawn right here. I went heavy just because I was entering right on my stop loss, and they were Friday cons, so I really was not risking that much. And it gave you some retests. It gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different retests. It was just kind of hanging above this trend line. My average was right around 238.5. And then finally, we got to move to the end of the day, and I was able to get some out in this final candle. I hate holding things towards the final 5, even 15 minutes of the day. I was hoping this would just give me a nice retest and then bang up to 241. But whatever, it still worked out, so I'll take it. So those are the two trades I took. I'm going to go through pretty much just whatever I have in my watch list right now. We'll run through it real quick and see what we're looking for tomorrow. Last night's video, I think, did pretty well in regards of the setups that I talked about. We'll start with McDonald's, which I talked about last night. Nice doji today, and it has this pretty clear hourly trend line. I think this is going to be one that I'm going to have to play tomorrow. It's making these lower highs right off support. And the great things about this setup is I don't have to take it. If it breaks down through support, I'm not taking it. Right at that 287 area, I'm only going to play this if it gives me a trend line break. So I'm going to pull up this hourly. That was 2 hourly right here. Here's the hourly setup. Pretty straightforward, just a whole bunch of lower highs. I think 289 above 289 break. You can get a nice little move, maybe even to 296 up here. Right off support. Once again, that weekly candle. A little bit of a doji here, so that's one we're going to be eyeing on the hourly. Next up, we'll skip over MRK. I went over this weekly setup. I didn't get a dip today, so I didn't play this, but maybe if you get a dip on that sometime this week, worth it. Nice lower lows on that. GPS has had a nice wick today. I'm going to be eyeing this one. Still haven't checked out the option chain. This is probably going to be a shares one. I like holding on to these. They're a lot of fun to play. These little, they're usually around I'll say $10 share plays. I can load them up pretty heavy. I'm not risking much. Let's say we get a 3% down move at most. That's all I'm risking. And upside, I'm looking at $12 here. It does have earnings, so I would like this move to come soon. But I did end up adding some today. Just a pretty risk-free play. I'm not risking much to the downside, and I got a lot of reward to the upside. Next up is CL. Okay, this is the one I talked about yesterday. I'm not sure what's going on with this. I'm going to actually take this off my watch list. I just kept it on there just for this video. I went over this one. I'm not sure if they had news. There's a very odd candle. Some big volume came at open, and you could see it kind of popped up and then just huge inverse hammer and then just shot down the rest of the day. Pretty nice setup. I never played it. It just kind of knifed right open, and from there it was straight down. So that's an interesting one. I'm gonna go and remove that from watch list. CLS, this was pretty fun today. I got really lucky. I kind of just entered around right here and then just started going up, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. Let's see the volume today. A little bit above average, but not much. Yeah, so this was a clean daily wedge setup. Printed a nice inverse hammer. I'll take that. I'm still holding full. I did take some contracts, but it's mostly shares. If we're going to move up to 22.2, that's when I'll probably start shedding at this just to get some right here. And then the rest of that, I'll let that run. This is already all-time highs, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So electronic components. I don't want to say it's chips, but don't make fun of me. All right. Next up, Zion. Talked about these regional banks plays. I'll go over KRE next, but Zion, still going to leave this on the back burner. Minus 2%. I didn't realize how big this range was, but I still like this setup. I'm not going to enter yet though, because of what I saw in KRE today. I think this needs definitely some sort of hammer. It could put in a lower low here, but like I said, I'm going to wait for a little bit of a hammer here to go long on Zion. I really like this daily wedge, and I think it has potential, but we're going to wait to see what KRE has to offer. DJI is Dow Jones. Yeah, not much going on here. Really, really tight. This reminds me of XLI. We'll go over that too. A nice hourly trend line. I think DJI can still move up here. Really consolidating at that 35,000 level. XLV is the weekly setup that we talked about yesterday. Same thing, just right at this weekly trend line. This is healthcare. We do have a couple of healthcare on this. Jets, okay. Jets was one that I told you guys I swung over the weekend. I ended up closing this out just because the market seemed like it wanted to reverse. We got a nice gap down. It's pretty weak this morning, but once it touched this $20 level, it bounced straight off. So this is one that I did close. I was hoping to kind of swing onto this, but I wanted to right at this $20 resistance. I talked about this last night. It could print a hammer off of this support. So I went ahead and closed it out for not really, it wasn't really for much gain. I think it was like 10%, if that. But they were, next week cons. But off that $20 support, I'm going to wait and see how that plays out. CCL, kind of same thing. This was the Jets. You have this old resistance, now support at the 16.5 area. Nothing for me right now. If it prints some bearish candle, then I'll look for a swing here. It still is in this kind of wedge breakdown, but I'm not even going to bother to have this on my watch list. DELL is one that I was thinking about swinging. It's got a really nice setup. You have these hourly lower highs. You can see this old resistance right here at 55 points. Yeah, 50, we'll say 56. Now support, and you see this daily. We got this daily inside bar. You see this volume right here. We have 2.25 million compared to 3.39 average, so less volume than normal. Very small doji right in this inside bar. So this is a setup I'm gonna be watching at open tomorrow. I'm gonna see. Can you move these up? Yeah. So I'm gonna move these up, and we'll go through what I'm looking to play based off of how much I like the setup. RGEN, this is one that I've been holding for a couple weeks now. Let's say a week and a half. Printed a nice hammer today. I absolutely love this weekly. The spreads on these, I want to say September expiration. The spreads on them are ridiculous, but I absolutely love this weekly setup. You have this little falling wedge coming right here. And we have these two dojis in a row, and then you can kind of see this volume shelf right here acting as support, this 169 level, and then this just looks like it's ready for an explosive move. This daily is kind of just hovering above the 20 EMA. Like I said, these columns are kind of whack. They got some really interesting spreads, but man, if this rips, I think I have 190. Is it 190? I want to say 190 expiration September 15th, something like that. Oh, I would love it if those printed. Next up, FTX. This is the last one. Sorry, two more swings, actually. I have quite a bit of swings right now. There's a lot of good setups I'm trying to take advantage of. So FTX is the next one. This one, actually, it's a pretty high volume today. So I'm excited to see how this one goes. It's kind of hovering above this 20 EMA, and it's right in this coiled up wedge. This is the kind of setup I like. Of course, kind of a neutral wedge. You got these higher lows. You also got these lower highs. So this could break down, but typically when we're in an uptrend, I'm looking for this to break out. And FTX, this has been in a strong uptrend all year. So, ever since September of 2022. I love this setup. I'll look for a move in the morning. If we get it, then I'll sell right at open. This usually likes to move a quick couple of dollars up and open. SYM, I'm going to go ahead and remove that one. All right, ZS. This is another one that I was tempted about taking an overnight position, but decided not to. I was actually going to play this today. It's kind of like a cup and handle type setup. You got these lower highs on the hourly. It just came off of this rounding bottom right here, and you can see this daily kind of bull flag going on. So you got these couple of dojis matched with this hammer right here. It is below the 20 EMA, but I like this upside tomorrow. You got this huge volume shelf here at 144, so I think above. we did close above 144, so I can't say that. But let's see. Let's go to entry here. Pull up this 15 minutes. See if there's any clear trigger to keep an eye on. I'll just say the high before above 156 is probably what I'll be interested in tomorrow. This thing moves really quick. I love playing it, so we'll see what we can get out of that. Just coming off support, nice little bull flag right there. DHR, it's another one that I've been swinging for the past couple weeks. Love this hammer off the 20 EMA here. Volume's definitely been minuscule compared to what it was in that run up. Another one of these weekly charts that I love. Not, we had kind of a doji, not the prettiest candle, but I still like this right at this trend line. So we'll see what we got going on here. Falling wedge off the 20 EMA. That's stuff I'll take every time. TWLO. This TWLO is one that I think I tweeted about this over the weekend. It's starting to interest me. It's just kind of interesting. This weekly is something that looks different than anything else. It's just been consolidating nonstop since June. It survived earnings with not much, unlike other growth where growth really collapsed on earnings. This one didn't. So I'm really interested in these lower highs right here. You got one at 70, and then you got another one around 69, another one around 66, and another one around 64. So if you pull this hourly right here, same thing going on. You got these lower highs. So this is just something I'm going to keep an eye on. I'm actually going to pull up the 2 hours a little bit more clear. It's going to be something I'm going to be keeping an eye on. If we get an hourly break, this trend line's not really, it's not the best. So I would like one more hourly rejection off this trend line. And if we get that, that's going to be something I'm interested in for a little bit of a swing or overnight hold. So we're going to keep that kind of in the back burner right now. I'm going to go and move this DHR up because I really like this setup. We're going to move this RGEN up. I like that one. FDX, also like that one. All right, Google. Love this Google setup. I know tech was definitely interesting today. Like I said, I think we went over SPY. If not, SPY with that volume today. It's tempting to just say that was a bull trap because the volume today was the worst since August of last year, not counting half days. And that's not what you want to see on a reversal. If we were to print a reversal candle today, you want to see that on high volume. We didn't get high volume today. So that either tells me that it's a little pop just for a massive sell-off tomorrow, or we got some more chop on the way and we're waiting for some news or something like that. So I do like this Google setup, though. It has remained relatively strong, but the only reason why I'm saying this whole SPY thing is I know a lot of these setups I'm aiming towards upside. So, of course, we have this little bull trap today and all this could be a trap, but I'm going to play the charts how I see them. If I get trapped, who cares? Anyways, lower lows on this hourly. It turned this, lower highs on the hourly. It turned this old resistance into support at 128. This is a beautiful setup. Google's held so strong over the last couple of weeks while tech's collapsed. Google's been so strong. Weekly setup looks great. I think this one can see 140 soon. This is going to be an intraday move. I'm not a big fan of swinging tech. This will be an intraday move that I'll just have to keep an eye on. Usually I'll be looking for like some 15-minute setup. So Google is definitely one to keep an eye on with this daily setup. All right, next up we have BAC. First, I'm going to start with actually XLF. So XLF is the financial ETF. This daily setup, it has a nice inside bar today. I'm also looking at this hourly. I know there were some financials that broke down today, such as Charles Schwab. They had an hourly pretty big breakdown today. But I'm still interested in this XLF. We do have these lower lows and these lower highs. I think this can pop. And I'm saying that because of what I see in BAC. Same thing, old resistance, now support, inside bar. I'm going to look for a reversal here. I'm probably going to try to find an XLF intraday setup. So I'm actually going to add that to the watch list. And then we'll also keep an eye on BAC. If BAC prints some sort of hammer, I don't think that's a bad swing. Next up, FMGR. Probably not interested in playing this quite yet. I would like for this to keep projecting, so I'm actually going to take that off. HPQ. I've been tweeting about this one quite a bit. It had a pretty ugly day today. It was really, really weak compared to the market. You can see it just got beaten down right at open and didn't really recover all day. Let's see what the volume was at. Did twice as normal volume. That's not what you want to see. It could print a lower low. It would have to back this up with another high volume day and plus a hammer. Still making these lower highs, so I'm just going to keep this, watch this and see how this goes. I'll remove it. I'm not going to be interested in playing this tomorrow. It needs to show me that I can print a hammer or a doji or something like that to prove that this lower trend line is valid. TWLO, we already went over. All right, CVNA, this is a bearish setup that I like. This is one that just lost the 20 EMA. You can see it's just been kind of hovering above this since last earnings back in May. It lost the 20 EMA and now it's below and it printed this inside bar. So this is one that I'm going to be looking for a nice short candidate on the 5-minute. It can move really quickly. So that is why I like it. You can see it's got this little volume gap down to here. This is where I'll be looking for in this 35 area. We'll pull this 15-minute real quick. Yeah, 15-minute down to this. Okay, let's play the, I guess we can play this down to the 38.5 area, and then below that I'm looking for around 35. Once a stock loses some main moving average like this, I'm going to be looking for an inside bar type consolidation day. It'll kind of give me a kind of bear flag look, and that's where I'm maybe looking to enter. So I know I talked pretty fast, covered quite a bit, but that is everything that I'm looking for tomorrow. Like I said, I'll go ahead and go through DELL, intraday scalp, McDonald's intraday scalp, GPS swing, FDX swing, RGEN swing, Google intraday scalp, DHR swing, CLS swing, KRE still watching kind of that whole XLF sector with those regional banks, and then same with Zion, of course. Dow Jones, just want to keep an eye on. XLV, just one. Industrials, that's healthcare. One more, I guess. Industrials, this is kind of similar to Dow Jones. It's got this nice little daily wedge, and then hourly is even better. Sorry, 2-hour. Lower lows, this is prime for a move. If you're looking to play some industrial on that, I would have it be CAT. CAT's got a pretty nice setup right here in this hourly. I don't know if I'm going to play this, but just in case you need another idea. Of course, I'm not going to play all these. There's a lot of different setups that I just went over. They're all just ideas. I'm gonna see what I see during the day. Sometimes I just forget setups, or I just wasn't looking when they break out or break down. But this is what I'm gonna be actively going through during the day. And then of course I have all these others. I go through this every night. If you guys are ever interested, I can share this. I also go through all this. This is what I've kind of been focusing on in August, and this is last week's watch list that I had, and then this is this week. So that's it for me today. Hope you guys were able to take something from this and hopefully make some money on these setups tomorrow.